What's up guys, and welcome to the first episode of Taco Tuesdays. In this series, I will be exploring different types of tortillas and fillings with you. Today I will be making a Dominican inspired taco. Let's get started.
Pastel pink in the sunset. You know I never wanna make you upset. How did I become so obsessed?
First things first, I will be using the same Chicharrón de pollo recipe from my last video, so if you haven't watched it yet, feel free to check it out. The link will be somewhere on the screen and in the description below. So what are tacos? There's just so many ways you can fill a taco. It can be filled with delicious meats, some spicy salsa, or even some tasty cheese. For these tacos, I decided to start by making fried plantains. I used 4 plantains, but you can use more if you like. Start by removing each ends of the plantain. Like a regular banana, you want to remove the peels. Once you make cuts along the peel, it's quite easy to remove. You can just peel them off. You then want to cut them into about 2-inch pieces. I then soak them in some water and put them aside so they won't turn brown. Onto the caramelized onions. You want to remove the skin and cut them into about 1-inch thick slices. You could use red onions if you don't have any yellow onions. Now it's time to mince some garlic. Put the garlic aside in a bowl or something that you can pour hot oil into. You want to fill a pot with just enough oil. And I still have no idea what the name of this pot is. Like in my previous video, you can check to see if the oil is ready by throwing in some onion, and if it floats not so long after that, the oil is ready. You don't want the oil to be too hot when frying the plantains. Drain the plantains before placing them into the hot oil one by one. This is important since your plantains have been soaking and have excess liquids. If the oil is too hot, the liquids will cause the oil to pop at you, making it extremely dangerous, so please be careful. An important tip to remember is to fry the plantains before frying the chicharrón, because frying anything with flour changes the oil. So how do you know when the plantains are ready, you ask? After a few minutes, the plantains will begin to float. This indicates that it will be ready soon. Let it cook for another minute or so before removing it from the oil. Then place them into a dish lined with paper towels. Let that rest for about 5 to 10 minutes before you do the next step. Once the plantains have cooled down a bit, you want to take a knife and place it on top of the plantain, then give it a light smack. Okay, maybe not a light smack, just give it a smack. This allows the plantain to cook completely, becoming nice and crispy. Next, you want to start placing the plantains back into the oil one by one. And like before, you will know the plantains are ready when they begin to float. If needed, you can give it a stir to make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. Cook them for 2 more minutes after they begin to float. You want to fry the plantains until they are golden brown before removing from the oil once again. Now add salt to taste while it's still hot. Now, the garlic oil. This is a simple but tasty recipe. It's simply just minced garlic, hot oil, and some salt. You can use the same oil that you use to fry your plantains. Doesn't the sound of sizzling garlic make your mouth water? I know mine does. Now onto the tortilla. I went with this tortilla because I felt that it paired well with all the flavors of this taco. First, you want to place the flour into a mixing bowl. Then add the salt. Give it a mix with your hands. Now add all the water at once. It might seem like too much water at first, but once you begin to mix it, it will start feeling like sand. Have you seen those videos where people cut into kinetic sand? That's exactly what this feels like. Isn't it satisfying? Keep mixing it until it comes together. Once you can form the dough into a ball, you're ready to divide your dough. There's so many ways that you can do this. For my tortillas, I took a handful, about the size of a golf ball. Roll it into a ball, and watch as it rolls away slowly. Anyways, now you want to flatten your ball. You can use a tortilla press Or if you don't have any fancy gadgets, you can just use anything that has a heavy flat surface, like a saute pan. Seems easy enough, right? You just place it in the center and press down. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And look what happened. Yeah, let's give that another try. I decided to use some wax paper to keep the dough from sticking to the tortilla press. I also decided not to use the handle. Instead, I just pressed down using my whole body weight. You can make as many as you want ahead of time and put them aside until you're ready to use. Let's make some caramelized onions. In a medium saute pan, add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Add the sliced onions. Then season with salt to taste. Give it a stir. Let it cook for about 2 minutes and give it a toss. Get fancy with it. Once the onions are slightly translucent, you want to add the apple cider vinegar. I know what you're thinking. Who uses spoons to measure liquids? But don't judge my measuring spoons. I love these things. Anyways, give it another toss. But don't mind me. I'm simply just showing off at this point. Once the onions are cooked, it's ready for your tacos. Let's build some tacos with style. Start by heating up your tortillas. I don't have a griddle, so a small frying pan will have to do. Cook on medium to high heat for about 30 seconds, then give it a flip. Don't be like me and use a spatula to flip your tortillas. Let it cook for about another 20 seconds on the other side, and then give it another flip. After another 10 seconds, remove it from the pan. Once you have your tortillas ready, the first layer is the meat. I hand pulled my chicharrón, but if yours is boneless, you can simply just cut it into cubes or strips. I used about 2 to 3 pieces, but it's really based on how much you want in your tacos. Now add some caramelized onions. If you want to be fancy like me, just ask your best friend to buy you a pair of these plating tongs. Shout out to Izzy for these amazing tongs. Thank you. Now add some fried plantains. I simply just sliced it so it fits into the tacos. Now add some of the garlic oil. You mostly want to add the garlic and not too much of the oil. If you're making this for a date or eating this before kissing someone, fear not. Garlic breath is sexy. Or if you're afraid, just pop a mint or chew some gum. Trust me, this oil changes the whole experience of this taco. For a bit of green, add some sliced cilantro. Don't try to be fancy with the tongs here because it didn't work too well. If you like a bit of a kick in your tacos, add some sriracha. And finally, freshly squeezed lime. And there you have it, my take on a Dominican-inspired taco. Enjoy! Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe and share this video with your friends if you haven't already. Comment below on how you like to eat your tacos. I am Bon Appetit, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!